Alan Wake 2 is a follow-up to the cult classic Alan Wake, which was launched in 2010 by Remedy Entertainment. The game follows the story of Alan Wake, a best-selling thriller writer who's been trapped in another dimension for 13 years. He tries to escape by writing a horror story that involves an FBI agent named Saga Anderson, who's investigating a series of ritualistic murders in Bright Falls, the town where the first game was set. The game features two playable characters, Alan Wake and Saga Anderson, whose stories are converged by the supernatural forces of the Dark Place. If you're new to the game or want to refresh your memory of the first one, you might be wondering how to get started and what to expect from the sequel. These 11 beginner tips will not only help you survive and become better at the game, but they will also help you play it more effectively. Flares and flashbangs are very effective items that can help you survive in difficult situations. Flares create a circle of light around you that repels enemies, destroys their shields, and kills them instantly. More importantly, these items are rare and limited in quantity, so it's best to save them for boss fights or emergencies rather than using them up on easy enemies. Additionally, you should try to search for these items whenever you get time throughout the game sequence. This is one thing you need to pay close attention to, because the environmental hazards can be your best friend or worst enemy based on how you use it. You can use objects like generators, spotlight, or street lamps to create sources of light that can protect you from the Taken or damage them. You can also use explosive barrels, gas tanks, or electrical wires to cause explosions or shock that can stun or kill your enemies. But before you do this, make sure that you're at a reasonable distance from the blast to avoid getting caught in it. Try maximizing the use of environmental situations whenever you're outnumbered to take multiple foes at the same time. The 2 in Alan Wake 2 means a lot more than the sequel's title. It signifies the presence of dual protagonists in the game, with FBI agent Saga Anderson being the new addition to the plot. During your exploration of Bright Falls and the Dark Place, you will take on the role of both the tormented writer and the FBI investigator. Alan Wake 2 was crafted in a way that you'll be able to play as either Alan or Saga at any time except during boss fights and scripted events. This means that after the opening sections, you can play through the entirety of Saga or Alan's campaign, or choose when to pick up with one or the other. Switching between them can help you solve puzzles, access new areas, or deal with different enemies. For example, Alan can use his flashlight to reveal hidden messages or clues, while Saga can make use of FBI badge to access restricted areas and interrogate suspects. The flashlight is your main weapon against the Taken, which are the enemies possessed by the Dark Place. You need to shine the light on them to break their protective shield before you can damage them with firearms. However, the flashlight has limited battery life, and you need to find batteries to recharge it. You can also use the boost mode to increase the intensity of the light, but this drains the battery faster. Be careful not to run out of light when you need it the most by keeping in mind the usage of the flashlight in combat situations. The Taken will cause the most trouble in your exploration of Bright Falls and a Dark Place. They attack in large numbers, so it won't be ideal for you to take each of them one-on-one. Many of your weapons and items have an area of effect, meaning they can affect more than one target at a time. You can lure the Taken together by moving around while leading to the spot you want them. By doing so, you can use a flare or a flashbang to remove their shields or kill them instantly and collectively, saving much of your resources. The game's weather system can affect your gameplay in multiple ways. For example, rain can make your flashlight less effective, wind can push objects around, and fog can reduce your visibility, which can be very dangerous, especially when enemies are close by. Just be aware of these things and adapt according to the situation that the game brings along the way. The game has a lot of audio clues that can alert you to the presence of the enemies, items, or secrets. Good examples of these are the Taken's whispers, the Dark Presence growls, or the manuscript page's chimes. Pay attention to these sounds so you'll be able to use them to your advantage, like being able to get the jump on enemies and preparing for huge hordes of foes. Alan Wake 2 is a story-driven game that has a complex and mysterious plot involving multiple timelines, realities, and characters. You should pay close attention to the dialogue, cutscenes, manuscripts, radios, TVs, and other sources of information that can help you understand what's going on and what you need to do next. One important thing to note is that the story is affected by your actions, so be mindful of what you do. Remedy puts a lot of emphasis on exploration, as it is a massive improvement from the original. There are a lot of optional content that can enrich your experience and also help you obtain rewards like extra items, lore, and achievements. There are also side missions which can be completed by talking to NPCs, listening to radios, or reading signs. You can also obtain manuscript pages, thermoses, TVs, radios, and posters while exploring. With Saga and ALCiNE both having their own mind space, ALCiNE's mind space called the Writer Room is anything he's able to alter events and environment in the Dark Place and Bright Falls as well, while Saga's mind place is a location in her subconscious. In there, you'll find a case board which Saga can interact with and can be used to solve puzzling cases. These can provide you with more information about the story, the characters, and the setting of the game. Either of these places can also contain hints or foreshadowing for future events. About 40% of players who play the game forget to save the game progress, which results in repeating difficult scenarios again. Though the game has an autosave feature that saves your progress at certain checkpoints, but it is ideal to put on the autosave feature, so you won't have to worry about losing too much progress when you get caught up in the game. These tips are important only when you choose to apply them. Remember, you can always come back to this video as much as you want for reference to any tips discussed. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it so far. If so, then subscribe to the channel and like the video in order to see more gaming content like this in future. Comment down below how was your experience playing it and what video do you need next. I'll see you all in the next video.